Max, let's go to the Dairy Max Built by Nature hotline and bring in the head coach of the undefeated 5-0 Weslaco Panthers. We're joined by Coach Michael Salinas. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Greg?
Excellent. How are things in beautiful Weslaco, Texas?
They're going. We're taking it one day at a time. We're open this week, so things have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. You guys you're enjoying your bye week after a 5-0 start. You know, you're splitting the season right in half, five games and then a bye week and then 5 games after that. Obviously, things from a results perspective are going pretty well for you guys. What are you hoping to accomplish in your bye week?
We just want to continue to get better and respond to the bye week correctly, continue to stay focused, and we've talked to our kids about getting 1% better each day. So we're trying to heal up and, again, stay focused for a good Edinburgh Vela team that we got coming up.
You're there in your second year there with Weslaco. Last year didn't go as I'm sure the way that you had hoped. 3-6 record. Things kind of didn't go the way that you wanted, and yet this year, 5-0 start, looking very good in every facet of the game. It seems like. What is it that you think changed from last year to this year that has you guys rolling right now?
I think just buy-in. It took a little bit of time to set a foundation. We had new staff, and come in and replaced a guy that had been here for a long time. So we understand that, but we changed systems completely from a slot tee to a spread, and so a little bit of buy-in, a little bit of a little more work on execution, and we just got a really good group of kids, and proud of our coaches and our kids' effort to this point.
Do you get the feeling that now the kids your players are more comfortable around you in a second year?
No question. When you come in and implement a new system, everything's new, from how we team meet to how we warm up. So it was a process, but there's no question in year 2, our kids are more comfortable, and our staff is more comfortable with our kids. So I think it's a two-way street. And then the trust level has just been there, and that's helped us this year.
You mentioned that you took over for a guy who'd been there for a long time, Tony Villarreal. You took over for him last year. That's a guy who, look, he won a lot in his career there at Weslaco, and really won a lot in his career altogether. You took the job coming over from Edinburgh Vela. I'm interested. When you go back to that time when you took the job, did you feel pressure to come in and fill those shoes? Because there are a lot of programs out there that you step in and they're not used to winning. Well, this is a program that's used to winning. Did you feel that pressure when you took this job?
No, I think you just got to come in and do what you know is right. And we knew that we needed to stand firm and not flinch. We had a plan. We needed to work the plan. Initially, didn't go exactly how we wanted, but we've implemented a system prior to this, and through our experience, we know that you just have to continue to sort of not flinch and continue to work, and eventually it's going to go its way, but it takes time to build a solid foundation.
We're talking with Michael Salinas, the head coach of the Weslaco Panthers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Coach, one of the things that it sure seems like has made a big step this year has been your defense. You guys are averaging basically a little less than 10 points a game giving up. You guys have really dominated teams. Basically, aside from giving up 27 points to PSJA North a few weeks ago, you guys have really been dominant. My question for you is what is it about this defense that's standing out to you? Why is it that this defense seems like it's made really big strides in just 1 year?
One, we get starting 11 seniors, so that helps. Starting 11 seniors on defense, but we got some experience on that side of the ball. It's the second year in the system. We lost a defensive coordinator last year, elevated a guy on the staff, Ernie Alonso and Albert Martinez, and those guys have done a great job with our kids, and just allowing them to sort of sit back and play, and just those guys have progressed in the system, and our defensive line has played extremely well to this point.
One guy that stands out to me, and I know that you were very high on him coming into this season, Marco Noriega, a kid who I don't think the measurables are going to jump off the page at you. For a linebacker, 5'11", 190, good-looking kid, but he's not that giant linebacker that people are used to. But this kid plays. Boy, he plays like he flies around like a bat out of hell. What is it about Marco Noriega that sets him apart, and why is he so important to your team?
He's just got he's a blue-collar kid that works extremely hard. He's got some football savvy, so we've been able to put a lot on his plate, and he's done some things and just does a really good job leveraging the football and getting to his attack points. But all in all, I mean, he's a pound for pound, he's just a good football player.
Offensively, you guys are changing philosophies, as you mentioned, now into the spread offense. One guy who it seems like has really made a nice step forward is your quarterback, Jacob Cavazos. He got a little bit of run last year as a sophomore. Now, as a junior, seems like he's in full command of this offense. For those who may not be familiar with Jacob Cavazos, what can you tell us about this young man?
Jacob played a little bit for us as a sophomore last year. He's come in. He's just under 70% completion rate. He's doing a really good job managing the offense, and he's just learning to take what the defense gives him. So, fortunately for us, he's a dual threat guy, so he can extend some plays and get out of the pocket, and he's doing a really good job right now of not making a bad play worse. So when we guess wrong, he's doing a good job of bailing us out.
Coach, I don't want to look too far ahead, but, I want you to enjoy your bye week. But I do want to take a look at District 31-6A that you guys are kind of up against. You opened it up last week with a very impressive 44-0 win over Edinburgh Cavazos. When realignment has come and gone. 31-6A looks like it's a very deep, difficult district. I'm interested from your perspective. When you take a look at what you're going to be up against throughout the course of district play, what is it? How would you characterize this district?
It's a tough district. We respect all of our opponents, and we're going to have a 1-0 mentality and try to go in and play our best game. We're going to have to play 4 quarters every week and try to do really good in every phase of the game. So we just talked to our kids about our number one goal is to make the playoffs and make sure that when we play in week 11, it means something. So to this point, they've done a really good job of staying grounded and just focusing in on each week and each opponent because each one is going to present their own tasks.
And then, you guys, is it fair to say, by the way, that tonight you will have some folks at that Edinburgh or Weslaco East versus Edinburgh game tonight? Have a few eyes on that game?
Yeah, we're going to have a quick practice today, so we're going to get over there and watch a little bit of that ball game this evening.
Yeah, see what you guys are up against down the road. And of course, one thing that's interesting is that, your next opponent is Edinburgh Vela, the squad that you coached most recently before moving over to Weslaco. You helped build that program into, a Valley Power and things. That's a program that seems to have that kind of momentum right now. It's still a week away, but I'm interested in maybe your emotions about playing a team, playing the program that you helped to build into what it is today.
It's going to be the most important one for us because it's the next one. We're really not going to look at it in any other facet. For me, really not the first opportunity in my career to play a school that you've coached at before. So I've done it when I was at West Texas A&M after playing A&M Kingsville. I've done it at Texas State playing Sam Houston State. So here, it's a neat deal because we still have some familiarity and still know some of those kids. But it's about the kids. It's not about us. So we're just going to do the best job we can to prepare to go out and fire our best shot next Friday.
He's Michael Salinas, the head coach at Weslaco East, or Weslaco rather, joining us there on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation. #TF Today. Coach, I got to ask you one last thing. You are, as you mentioned, you used to coach at West Texas A&M, which is also where you played your ball. You were a star at Edinburgh High. You go on to sling it at A&M Kingsville. I am very interested to know if you can still get out there and throw it a little bit. Can you still get out there and during practice kind of push the quarterback aside and say, let me show you how it's done, son?
I try not to do that. I try to do most of my teaching now through talking. So I try to demonstrate less. But we got some guys on our staff that still can, so I let those guys do it.
So are you the best passer on staff?
I would probably say not. A quarterback coach probably got an edge on me.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. That's very. We don't need your humility, Coach. You can brag on yourself if you want. He is Michael Salinas. He's the head coach of the 5-0 Weslaco Panthers. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations on your great start. Enjoy your bye week. Best of luck next weekend down the road.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
There he goes, Michael Salinas, the head coach at Weslaco. the Panthers off to a great start again after a real tough year last year. I mean, this was a team that they at this time last year, 5 games in, they were 1-4.
Year one's tough, man. Year
one's tough. One especially. Boy, you want to talk about from slot T to spread is probably. Boy, I'm trying to think of something like a bigger transition. Like from two. Maybe the only way that could be different is if you're going the other way, right? If you're going from spread to slot T, that's a big transition, and especially for guys who had learned under Coach Villarreal for so long down there, and now you look at that district and look, Edinburgh Vela. That, in my opinion, that's probably next week. We'll see what Weslaco East has. We'll see what Edinburgh has. There's some good. It's a good deep district. But next week's going to tell us a lot. If they can go and they can beat Vela, that's a huge, huge win for this Panthers team. And things would suddenly be trending in such a way that you got to think, okay, they're a team that's a force to be reckoned with. And, by the way, I need to pull up the enrollment numbers. But I'll just say this. You start looking at 6A Division II, and I don't know, I don't have the numbers up. But whoever comes out of that district, if they go to the Division II route, yeah, Cibolo Steel's there, but I think that I don't know if there's that dominant power that we're used to seeing. Yeah, Westlake's there, but again, I'm not super sold on them as a state title contender just at this moment. They'll play like Travis in a couple of weeks. We'll know a lot more. I'm just saying that that there may not be that world beater there on that right side of that bracket in Region 4, and then certainly with Cy-Fair going up to Division 1, certainly not necessarily in Region 3. And someone's got to play for a title.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying. I was thinking about that the other day. Anyway, we appreciate Coach Michael Salinas hopping on with us.